As a business owner, you may have experienced a time where there was way too many things to juggle and it was just hard to get it all done. Or maybe you've had so many things on your plate, you didn't know where to begin. That's very common. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can create a business assessment that can help you get laser focus on where to be putting your time and attention and align everyone on your team and your inner circle.
Welcome to Growth Amplifiers, where we showcase the best tips, resources, and tools to amplify and scale your business.
It's a common challenge for business owners when they have too many things to juggle. They've got to manage the regular day-to-day whirlwind, the business, right? They've got to manage the team, they've got to manage the customers, and be looking ahead, looking at the finances, looking at the vision. It's a lot. So the challenge is, if you don't have a process to define where to put your focus, you can be doing things in the wrong order, or you can be working on the wrong things. Maybe you're just putting out fires or really addressing the areas of least resistance. They're the easiest things to get done versus making strategic, focused progress moving forward towards your vision. So how do we change this? I'll give you an example of a story. I've been working with one of my clients who had been in business close to 20 years. It's a decent amount of time, right? She had made a lot of progress in her business, but she had grown it to a point where she was saturated. I mean, every moment of her time was busy, putting out fires, addressing things, managing the team, all that. And she was just overwhelmed and kind of gone stagnant because she didn't know where to put her time and attention to improve her business. So what we did is we had her take the amplified assessment, which you can take as well, and it looked at the 5 key pillars of her business. By assessing each of the 5 pillars, she was able to identify which of the pillars that she was really strong and competent in, and which of them maybe had some atrophy, had gotten a little bit weak, and she needed to put some time in them. So she took the assessment, she got focus and clarity, and then identified the clear actions that she could take to improve those pillars and move her business to the next level. Now, the amplified assessment, you can assess the 5 core pillars of your business, but you can do this with different areas of your business. You could break each core pillar down into sub-pillars. So for example, the 5 core pillars are vision and execution, sales and marketing, teams and synergy, operation and systems, finance and profitability. But you can take like sales and marketing and break it down into different components as well. We have broken down sales and marketing into the 8 stages of the customer value journey. So awareness, engagement, subscribe, convert, excite, ascend, advocate, and promote. And you can assess each of those stages of the customer value journey to identify where the weak areas are in your sales and marketing, because you're as strong as your weakest link. You can assess even further. You can take one of those stages and break them down into their own components. So this is how you can really assess high level, get an idea of where you're at now in each of these areas, and break down, because when you can get the focus of where those weak areas are, that's how you can improve. So the first step would be to determine the key pillars of what you want to assess. And I like thinking you'd want to have about 5 to maybe 10 pillars is a good number to work with. So next, once you have the key pillars defined, you'd want to determine the elements that, if done correctly, would indicate that you're being successful with that pillar. So breaking those down into those different components, and then you can assess them on a scale of 1 to 5 if you kind of want to do a high level, where 1 is like, oh, we're doing awful here, 5 is we're doing amazing, and 3 is about average. That'll give you a high level overview of where you're at in that assessment. Or you can take that to a score of 1 to 10, where 1 is you're not doing that great, 10 is you're doing amazing, and 5 is about average. There are some situations I like 5, and there are some situations where I like to rate 1 to 10 because it gives you a little bit more granular insights into where you might be in assessing that element. So then you'll have a score for all the different elements, how you're doing in that pillar, and then you can make clear, focused action on improving a score. You could say, all right, for this particular element, maybe It's how we're doing with our customer follow-up after someone's had an experience with our business. We scored a 5 because we kind of send an email, but we don't do that great of a job of following up after the engagement and saying, what if we could take that to a 6 or a 7 or maybe even an 8? What would be possible? How would that change it? What are the actions that we could take that would improve our ranking in that area? And so when you take strategic, focused action to improve in each of those areas, that's how you can take things to a completely different level. That is the process. You define the pillars, the elements of each pillar, and then determine how to improve each of those scores. I'd like to ask you, what are some assessments that you have found helpful for getting clarity on where to put time and energy for improving your business? See that in the comments. Also, if you're interested in taking our Amplified assessment or our customer value journey assessment, let us know. We'd be glad to share. And you could use this as an example for how to create your assessment. You can also use this to get focus and clarity on where to improve so you could have more impact in the actions that you're taking. In our next video, we're going to be sharing one more tool that you can use to focus and align your team. It's the rallying cry. So I'd like to see you tune in and take all the action you can so you're putting your best foot forward to make the biggest impact you can make in this world. Thanks for your support.
To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.